a few days ago.
Me on that topic, me right here, right now. Not right now, but not right now.
Yeah, sure.
Not right
Sit down. What is there to talk about?
What right now? We can do right now.
What? It's just like, as it relates to it, like, what? Do you think trans people are delusional? Do you think they're...
Parker, we don't have to do it right now. We don't have to, we can do it tomorrow, the next day. We don't have to do it right now, right? It's late at night, right? But if you want to debate me this topic.
So the specific, what I do is that, I don't think that trans women should have to be forced to go into the men's restroom.
Okay, do you think that men should be able to play in the men's sports? Do you think men should be able to play in the...
So I think that as it relates to like sports, it would be sport dependent, but typically I've seen after like a few years of HRT that there are similar characteristics for trans women as we see with cis women.
What if I showed you...
that there's some sort of unfair advantage.
What if I showed you peer-reviewed studies that show that actually even 2 years after HRT, it still dominate by about 9 to 11%.
9 to 11%?
Compared to women, real women.
Yeah, it's on average. That's dominate.
Well,
right?
running.
You'd say they have a 9 to 11%. Would you say that's too much?
That's outside of the norm.
Okay, are you saying that any individual that would
Parker
9 to 11% outside of the norm shouldn't be allowed to play in women's sports?
That's not the claim I'm making at all. What I'm saying is that
that's quite literally the claim that you're making.
No, it's not what I'm making.
You're saying that like
claim, Parker, hold on.
If they reach the standard
let me tell you my actual
of 9 or 11%, right, as it relates to like more than the norm, well, then we should completely, totally bar them from sports. That sounds like your argument.
No, Parker, let me tell you my argument actually, right? What I'm telling you is this, right? In the elite levels of these sports, 9 to 10% is, that's of differences. That's a lot, Parker. We're talking about these Olympics. We're talking about NCAA. We're talking about you think 9 to 11% is just all nothing, right?
Sounds like he's saying the same thing.
No, the Olympics have said that like it's okay for trans women to compete so long as that they didn't have a male puberty.
If that's the case, why did FINA, the Federation for Swimming, why did they ban trans women? If that's the case, why did we see cycling?
I didn't see that specifically, but what I did see is that was adopted by like the Olympics was that specifically. And also, I just want to say, a majority of sports isn't Olympics-based sports.
Parker, what I'm saying is specifically
that we would bar trans women, right, from competing in like a majority of the context of sports, especially when we're talking about younger individuals, right, wouldn't necessarily be granted given that. But like, again, you would be having to hold by the argument that 9 to 10%, right, away from the norm would mean that you are completely...
No, they outperform 9 to 10%. Parker, what I'm telling you is this. After 2 years of HRT, these researchers, and I can send you the actual peer-reviewed research, they found that...
Yeah,
I'll send it to you, right? And they found that after 2 years of HRT, these so-called trans women, right? Because they're not. There's nothing womanly about them. But these so-called trans women, they say that...
What are you trying to say, bro? What do you mean there's nothing womanly about them? What do you mean by woman? Like, it seems like the way that you're referencing the term woman is different from the way that they're referencing the term. So really what you're doing is you're just talking past trans people. You're not actually addressing them for what they mean.
After 2 years of HRT, we found that...
They mean, and then critique it based on the definition they provide, right? Then that would be a valid critique. But you're simply using your own method or own definition of the term and presupposing that's the way that they're using the terms, when that's not the way in which they're using the terms. And I think that's the way.
I don't care how they use the word woman. I don't care how they define the word woman. There's only one way. It quite
literally does matter how they're defining the word woman, because that is exactly the basis for you to say whether or not they're wrong or right. You can't say they're wrong in a definition because you're using a different definition. That makes no sense, right? That's like...
It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense because society decides. Yes, it does.
Like, the word God.
Stop cutting me off. Let me get to my point.
Say you're wrong for defining the word God as all-knowing, all-powerful, all-good, creator of the universe, because I define it as a potato chip.
Parker, let me get to my point.
Parker, right? You realize how dumb that sounds?
So let me get to my point. After 2 years of HRT, they found that they outperformed. Hold on, I want to make my point. After 2 years of HRT, they found these so-called trans women outperformed by 10 to 11%. Now, with that being the fact,
yeah, so 10 to 11% from the norm. Does that mean you totally ban them from the sport?
So, with that being the case, do you still think they should compete?
I'm asking, does that under your view, does that grant, because I asked you the question first, does that grant you to ban them from the sport?
I think that's unfair, and I think that, yes, they should.
So it is. So 10 to 11% from the norm. So any characteristic in which a woman would possess, and which is 10 to 11% from the norm, right, completely barred from women's sports.
No.
Okay, like I'm not even saying that. Like, this is actually annoying me now because you said no twice now. You reinstated your claim about 9 to 11%. So let's pretend it's basketball, right? Women's basketball, and there is a abnormally large woman. She's very tall.
We're not talking about a woman. Hold on.
Excuse me, sir. She's well outside the norm.
Don't misgender me, by the way.
For what a woman's height would be.
Yeah,
you're claiming
9% taller.
Yeah, 9% taller. Anything above that threshold. You're saying if you're outside of that normal standard deviation of 9, whatever, that you would ban them, right?
This is a false equivocation, right? I never made the claim that. Yes, it is. Right.
That's the only claim.
Don't cut me off. Let me finish. Right.
Okay.
There are many individuals which fall completely outside of the norm. Michael Phelps is one of them, right? He's outside of the norm. He is a very abnormal human being, right? I mean, the guy is a shark when he's swimming. Seriously. I don't know if you guys watched swimming videos of him, but he's an absolute beast, right? Okay. Now, he's outside of the norm. But why do we not ban him? Well, because he's an individual. But if we saw a group, if we saw 10, 20, 30 Michael Phelps that had the same characteristic, they all are this group, then yeah, we would say that group has a inherent advantage. Michael,
can I ask you what characteristics?
You still wouldn't bar them from the sport.
They have XY chromosomes. That's the characteristic they have.
Okay, so you're saying chromosomes determine it, okay? Right. So even hormone levels aren't relevant.
Hormones aren't the only thing that determines. Again, as I told you, this is after they found that hormone levels are within the so-called woman range, right? And that's when they still...
Wait. Are hormone levels relevant to you?
Hormone level? In this case, no, they really aren't, right? Because...
No, okay, they aren't. So,
no, because...
So you're saying that a woman can take testosterone... Right. And there's no issue there.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that...
they compete in women's sports.
That's for, the people there to determine
So you think trans men should compete in women's sports, and you think that they're not going to dominate?
Did I say that?
Wait, but you're saying they should go based upon their chromosomes, and you don't care about hormone levels. So clearly, that's just the logical entailment of your position.
Who says these two are exclusive?
What do you mean exclusive?
Who says these two are mutually exclusive? Why can you not have XX chromosomes and within certain hormonal range?
Wait, you can, but you said you didn't hold to the hormones. You didn't care about the hormones.
No, what I said is in this case, with the trans women outperforming by 10 to 11%, they were still within the women range because they took HRT for 2 years and they came into the women range, right? Average normal women range.
So you care about chromosomes and hormones.
Why is that, Parker? Why is that? These trans women came within the women range, but they still outperformed 10 to 11%. Why is that specifically? Why are they still outperforming? Chromosomes clearly aren't the only case here, right? Or hormones aren't clearly the only case here.
Male puberty.
Ta-da! Right? Parker, you're getting it. You're getting it.
How is that an argument?
Well, no, that clearly is an argument in my favor because we're seeing these so-called trans women who are...
What do you mean so-called trans women? Trans women?
There's nothing womanly about these, people. But...
These people? So the level of, non-acknowledgement is actually wild.
Okay, I'll call them trans women if you want.
What do you mean by the term woman?
Okay. What do I mean by the...
Because it seems like you're just... The way you're using the term is differently than them, right? So when you're saying that, there's nothing womanly about them, well, if what you mean by womanly means vagina, right, and X chromosomes, right? Well, then sure, right? But like that's not what trans people mean when they say the term woman. That's not what I mean when I say the term woman, when I'm referring to a trans woman as a woman. Right?
So that's
So you're not critiquing anyone's view here. You're simply just engaging in conjecture targeted towards trans people to look at them in some sort of negative light when realistically speaking, you have no logical basis to say that.
No, you're not addressing any of my point, though. By the way, but let me address this point of yours.
That's every point.
No, really, you haven't. Right? I've asked you very clearly. They outperformed by 10 to 11%. Should they, this group, on average, trans women, they've outperformed by 10 to 11, 9 to 11%.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to believe that particular level would be detrimental to women's sports.
Really?
Right?
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think?
No, for most contexts of that, I wouldn't see it to be detrimental.
We're talking about the elite levels of sports where,
We're just talking the norm. You're just talking the average.
No, but these...
there are many other characteristics that would produce, right, 9 to 10%.
Yeah.
Right, I would likely see. So I don't see why you'd specifically say it only applies in this circumstance.
Sure. But what I'm asking you is, in terms of sports, where do you think there's more cultural value placed? Do you think like the top Olympics, or do you think amateur in your...
You probably say Olympics, but that would be judged by the scientific professionals within the field, and they would judge whether or not 9% would be too much. I'm saying in most contexts, right, 9% doesn't seem too much, and I would hold that position unless you give me a good reason to think otherwise. Like, can you convince me that it's
when you
too much?
think in most contexts, do you include these elite levels of sports?
I don't know. I don't know how much is too much when it relates to those fields. All I'm saying is it doesn't seem too much. I'm not convinced that it's too much.
You're playing ignorance right now. You're playing ignorance because do you not think that, running, for example?
I asked you, could you give me any reason to believe that?
Okay. Well, do you have a brain on your head?
Do I have a broom?
A brain on your head. You do, right?
It's not on my head, but yes, I have a brain.
So do you not think that in running, for example, and like I'm talking about the elite level of running, right? Do you not think 9 to 11% can make a difference of who's first place, second place, third? Do you not think?
You're just asking me whether or not I think there's a difference. Well, I don't have any basis to quantify that, right?
Well, sure you do. Right? You can look at the first place
right now, Paul.
So
like there's some like cops like going by and they're loud as fuck.
That's you guys, right? It's not me.
what? We can't hear you.
It's not me. It's you guys with the cops.
That's what he said. There was a loud noise outside.
Why literally, like exactly
And
what I
that's,
said.
that's what you get with when you live in LA and these liberal states, right? You get a lot of crime at night. I live in actually Kansas. Very peaceful, very quiet.
That's called an ambulance.
Nothing.
Sir.
Very peaceful, actually, right?
You quite literally understand that red states have higher rates of crime, you fucking dumbass.
Why is it that? Oh, there you go, Parker.
Oh, so it's okay on my live?
Yeah, it quite literally is.
I'm gonna get banned now.
No, you're not. You're fine.
So Parker, now you're getting mad, actually, right?
Am I mad right now?
I think that was justified.
No, but let's get back to the conversation, okay? Please, if we may. Do you not think that 9 to 11%, a group that's dominating by 9 to 11%, do you not think that group should be investigated, should be looked at why that's the case?
I know. Why do you keep asking, why do you keep asking the same question?
Because you guys are, inadvertently or maybe actually, you guys are actually supporting misogyny, right? You guys are being misogynistic. Laugh all you want to.
You're a dumbass.
You're a dumbass.
I'm sorry.
When is the last time?
Parker, get back here. Parker, get back here.
Dude, I don't want to get AJ banned, man.
Okay, tomorrow. Can we continue this discussion tomorrow?
Dude, can I talk to you in Discord so that I can say what I want to say?
I want you to be publicly exposed. I don't have a Discord. I want you to be publicly exposed.
Can we get Discord? Well, we can do it publicly in my Discord.
No, let's do it publicly on your TikTok. What are you afraid of?
On my YouTube, I can say what I want there too.
What are you afraid of? Let's just do it on TikTok. You're normally
I'm not getting a bullying and harassment. That's just not happening.
How? Who's bullying and harassing who?
Well, me.
Yeah.
Me?
Parker.
Am I bullying and harassing anyone? No.
Oh, God damn it. See, I told you.
Hey, you just got a flag. That's it. Wait, no, you dumbass. You're supposed to submit feedback and say you didn't do it.
Oh, okay. Well.
He's such a dumbass.
So-
you can go back
And now
to
you're
it
saying
after.
dumbass again. It's going to ban it for a week.
Oh, end the live. End the live. I'm not joking.
We're out.
Live? Really?
Yeah.
Forehead. We don't want to hear you anymore. We don't want to hear you anymore.
Well, why?
Oh, fuck.
Parker, tomorrow I'll come on and we'll talk, okay, about this trans topic.
Forehead.
Remove, dude. AJ, what are you
kicked him.
doing?
What are you talking about?
No, AJ, chill, dude. You need it. You're getting like 4 flags. You just need to end the live.
Bye-bye.